Hey, it's Mikey Mike. Hey, we are in Long Beach. It's February 20th, and what an amazing day. It was a lot of fun. We had kind of a side shore, side on. There was a little bit of side off too, so but a little crazy. So it was a Saturday, and there was nobody on the beach. Holy cow! So fortunately, I brought my my land stake here, and I took your guys' advice. And instead of launching up towards the parking lot area, I started launching towards the water side, and which was great. And unfortunately, I actually didn't have to use my stake because I had some issues with my launch. And then somebody came and helped me. Somebody showed up and was able to help me launch the kite and do all that kind of stuff. So I found out that I was having problems, and it was my line was tangled over around the bar because I was going to launch up, and I go, oh, you know what? I forgot. I'm going to launch down. And I set it up for the opposite way, but that's okay. So just turned it around, went the other direction, and I was like, okay, here we go. Got the kite positioned right, and dashed up the beach to grab the bar. And when I got up to the bar, the lines were kind of twisted. So I was trying to unspin those. And I just left it hooked to the stake. I didn't even need to hook it into my harness because, hey, no need to hook it in the harness and get yourself a wrist. Just let the stake take care of it. And I noticed that it was twisted, so I ran back to the kite and landed the kite. But the wind was so strong, it was blowing anywhere from 20 to 40 down the beach at any given time. And the kite actually launched itself. Fortunately, I had a hold of the bar, and I was able to get into my harness and just kind of control it a little bit later in this launch scenario here. So I noticed it's all twisted up, and you can see the kite kind of laying on the sand there, and the wind starts to pick up, and here's a buddy of mine. He's trying to help me, and see the kite just kind of getting blown. Oh my gosh. So I just let the bar go. I had it in my chicken loop. I didn't even have the safety in, or the... So it was, yeah, it was crazy because I thought it was going to just be an easy launch, and then all of a sudden the wind just picked up crazy, and it was still tangled. So I had him put the bar down, and then I went and re-walked the lines out, and I put it down. When you see all that sand blowing, it is flipping crazy windy. So yeah, I was having difficulties. So anyway, I walked the lines back out, and the one was just crossed. So I was able to launch the kite back up and ready to go. So I opted for the small board on the first session, and it worked out really well. But it was blowing. Surf wasn't too bad. It was about mid-tide. And working through the stingray zone here, and immediately just kind of worked through some waves and then just body dragged out. Didn't have to get out too far. This was probably the fastest I've ever body dragged out, especially with a side shore. It just kind of just pulls you right out. You don't have to try to cut up wind and try to make up some ground while you're body dragging. So that's pretty good. So Long Beach is a great place to learn. It's an amazing spot to kite surf, and we very seldomly get, awesome pumping winds here. So it was fun to be able to actually get out there. And fortunately, I've been able to kite in some pretty strong winds lately, so I felt pretty comfortable. And a lot of side shore conditions lately, so I felt pretty comfortable with that as well. So quickly just dived the kite, and I had to work it a few times here. It was kind of a lull area and moment at the time, and then it just picked up. So you can kind of see the water texture in front of me, a little bit different than where I'm at. And then once we get going, we're going. And that water spray is shooting out about 20 or so feet out from the board, so we got a lot of power going here. And I'm shooting in directly into the swell coming in, so there were some launch ramps, that's for sure. and they were pretty tight. They weren't too big, they were pretty small. It was actually fairly flat. I was pretty surprised. But a great little session. It was a lot of fun. So I get up to the, I still didn't want to do any transitions in the side shore here, so I just kind of fell back in the water. Make sure I watch my chicken loop because I actually hit the board on the quick release before, so I'm very careful with that. To spin the board around, put it back on my feet. I am not a big twin tip fan. I love the surfboard, a lot more flotation for my, fat butt. I actually lost a little bit of weight. I went down from 280, now I'm at 226. I think I made it down to, so I'm doing pretty good. I think it was maybe 228 today, but it was great, and it makes my kiting a lot easier and getting the board on my feet a lot easier. And my stamina, holy cow, what a amazing transition from complete fat boy to medium fat boy, we'll call it. But we are moving out, and then all of a sudden I had a small issue here, and I trimmed the kite out. I think I was a little bit of lull spot, and all of a sudden I just launched into the air, and then I crashed. It was kind of a it wasn't fun, but it might be the next run. So having a few lull areas here, and I was in the lull areas, I was having to dive the kite, and I was moving downwind a little bit too much, so it's getting past where I wanted to walk up the beach at, and the wind was up and down. It was gusty, but it wasn't Isabella gusty. So if you've ever been to Lake Isabella, you'll know what I'm talking about. This was still kept the kite in the sky. Isabella will go from 30 miles an hour to 0, and you just gotta wait for the wind to come back. Here it was 30 miles an hour to 15 or 20 or something like that, or 40 to 20. So definitely still had some wind to keep your kite up in the sky. So moving right along, it was so much fun. The water was nice and clean. Like I said, it was a lot easier in the water than it was on the sand. And after I got out, it took me a while to walk back up the beach with my kite because of the side shore condition. It's not user friendly to basically walk backwards because there's no way to kind of fly your kite back to your launch spot. That side shore is definitely a lot, or the onshore is definitely a lot more user friendly. So a few lull spots and just really working the kite. And I'm on a 9 meter. I'm 228 pounds today, and I was on a 9 meter and a 5.6 or 5.7 surfboard, the Cabrinha S quad. I really like that surfboard. It's fun, it's fast, it's crazy. Later on in the afternoon, I pulled out the 6.4 Edmondsons, and that one, it definitely was a session saver because there was a lot of lull areas, but there was a lot of high winds, so I did really good on that. And but it's a lot heavier, and but they're both fine. They're both fine. So I'm looking at maybe getting the new 5.9 version of the S quad. We'll see what happens. So coming up here, this is actually where I kind of ended up catching some air accidentally. I didn't even know it was going to happen. So, but it's a little lull spot here, and then all of a sudden the wind picks back up, and I'm moving, and then I have to trim in because it's pretty windy, and then all of a sudden a lull, and I trim out, and right when I trim out, I just catch mega air. Well, mega air to me, off the water, like right there. Oh, and then I face plant. And the kite crashes, the camera all flips upside down, everything was crazy. I thought I was going to get a tacoed there, but I was able to work through it. And here I go. The board flips around, I get tacoed. Camera gets launched. I was able to quickly body drag back to the board. The board stayed upright, which that's good, so it helps kind of come back to you. And if it's upside down, surfboards don't like to come back to you. They're kind of, the nose digs into the water. It doesn't like to float. It's not like chasing a foil around though, so This is Mikey Mike. Hey, make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and see my adventures in all over Southern California and Arizona and wherever else we can end up getting kiting here. It's a lot of fun. Still learning, kind of beginner, intermediate. Definitely not an advanced kiter, that's for sure. And you can kind of watch my struggles. But it's a lot of fun. So if you haven't gotten into kiting yet, make sure you do. It's so much fun. But we are moving. I was just like, yeah, this is so much. I'm excited watching the video. That's so somehow my camera got a little fogged up here. So, but we were having a good time. And then later in the afternoon, I was able to do some transitions on my bigger board, and that was a lot of fun. And a quick dive here, and I skimmed the water. And I actually body dragged back to the beach because it was so windy right now. You can see the shore. It's just one big sand layer, of dust going across. So I decided to just body drag back and walk back up the beach. It was a struggle though. It was a struggle walking back up the beach with that side shore going on. So you can see the sand. It's going crazy. I was just trying to get a hold of these guys, and they were talking to each other, and then they came over and helped. So I was able to I still have my stake in the ground, so I could have self-landed, but I knew they were kiters, and just trying to get their attention was a little bit tricky. So it's Mikey Mike. Make sure to leave some comments and tell me how I can improve, or if you saw anything that I need to do better. I really appreciated all the support and all the help. So, all right, man. Peace.